Hi Leo, welcome to your reading for February. Thanks so much for tuning in. Join me while I shuffle. Set aside any distractions. Please don't multitask while you're watching this reading. Bring all your presence here. You want to make sure you make the most out of your time here and you don't miss any of the messages that come through for you. Please connect with your higher self and your guides and ask them to be present here and pass on any messages through me, through the tarot, that will be helpful for you at this time. I'm going to just take a look at the general energies available at this time. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful spread, Leo, beautiful spread. It says here that at the moment you feel pretty clear about a direction that you're moving in, and that you have sort of some ideas of things you want to move towards, some visions that you're crafting, and you have the motivation and the willpower to actually channel that energy into creating it in the physical realm. You may still be dealing with some anxieties and uncertainties about your task or about your mission or whatever it is that you're working towards. But there is a lot of supporting energy in this spread around emotional stability, financial success, also support from family and community. There could be some, you have 2 4s in the reading, they're both in reverse. That's sort of telling me that, how should I describe that? Well, let's start here because this is in your quadrant. So the 4 of Swords reversed with the King of Wands in reverse. It seems like there's a person in your environment, or this energy could also be you, the King of Swords in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, because that's the fire element, that's your element. It could be that you feel like it's time to take action and move forward, and you feel clear about what insights you've received about the thing that you feel passionate about. But there could be something within you that is lacking a little bit of confidence, or is not really feeling super resourceful in a certain way at this time. But I don't feel like that's a long-lasting energy that's going to influence you too long, because there's other cards in here that are showing movement and action. So in this quadrant of your environment, we have the 10 of Pentacles upright with the High Priestess in reverse. There's also the Justice card in this reading in reverse. Both of these cards are kind of have a similar energy to me in that both of these cards speak about truth and righteousness and about wisdom and fairness, I would say. Seeing them both here in reverse, there's a couple of things that are coming through here. One is that for some people, this is a specific message, and it doesn't necessarily relate to entirely the whole reading so far that I've talked about. But for some of you, there could be some kind of hidden information or secrets regarding family members that could be coming to light around this time, or that you might be suspicious of, or feeling some kind of intuitive impulse around. That's not necessarily bad news. It just could be something going on in the family that maybe a family member has kept, for example, maybe there's a family member that has kept an illness hidden. This could also be you. You might be keeping an illness hidden from your family. That's just one example of how I'm feeling this energy of this quadrant. And with the Justice in reverse here, with 2 of Wands in reverse, for some of you, this could mean that there is some kind of legal ruling or legal judgment, or some kind of ongoing situation with contracts that may be making you feel like you're not actually able to make clear choices at this time with regard to some specific issues that you are wanting to move forward with. There could be also some finances tied up with that might be keeping you in a little bit of this state of feeling a little bit lackluster about the task at hand. It may be keeping you a little bit of anxiety and worry as well. But I feel that the energy of that, of what, if that message is for you, I feel like the energy of that is also moving, and it's not something that's going to stick around for a long time. I feel like there's something playing out that will be clear and resolved in the near future. Could be even during the time of this month of that this reading is for. And if there is something there with a legal matter that you're waiting to hear about, I feel that the ruling will go in your favor. And if there is something financial about that legal situation, that you will also get what you deserve in a situation. Seven of Wands here with the Four of Cups in reverse in the outcome, along with this Queen of Cups. I just keep hearing passive. I feel like there's a little bit of a passive energy in this reading. And maybe for some of you, what you might be going through is that you have this passive energy and you feel a bit frustrated by that because you actually want to be active and move forward. And I feel that the message here is to just actually channel the energy of the message of the Hangman, which is just to pause and reflect for a moment and don't try to push the tide or rush forward into something that isn't quite ready to, activate. The Chariot at the center of the reading is saying that you feel clear in a direction, you have willpower and motivation, and you are ready to kind of move forward. But I feel there's a little bit of some delays going on around you with certain other aspects of things that you might be affected by, that is maybe kind of holding things back just temporarily. It's a temporary pause I feel here with that. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, and Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, two reversed queens here. There's also the Queen of Cups in the reading. I haven't really spoken about this Knight of Swords and Queen of Cups actually on this central axis of the reading from past to present. Knight of Swords is facing the Queen of Cups. And then here the Knight of Cups is in reverse in this extended part of the reading. So just give me a second. I feel that there could have been in the very near recent past some communication that came towards you from someone that shared. Maybe it's connected to this priestess, where some information that was kind of at one point hidden and kept secret was brought to the light and delivered to you by an individual who actually is seeking to be supportive and helpful. I don't feel this as a malevolent energy. I feel this is someone who is actively supporting you, and I'm feeling you as this Queen of Cups in the outcome position here actually. So it kind of makes me feel like you are actually feeling the support and love and care from this person, and you feel like this person has your back and is wanting to kind of help you understand something that you may not have understood until now, or reveal some information that has maybe been kept from you for until recently. And that may be making you feel like there's hope in that. I feel like there's an energy of hopefulness, of I'm hearing restitution. I'm going to look that up because I don't really know what that means. The restoration of something lost or stolen to its proper owner. Okay. Recompense for injury or loss. So that kind of makes sense if there was some legal issue here, or if not like a formally legal situation, some type of event or circumstance where fairness and justice is part of the equation. I feel like that's, as I said, there's that energy here with the Six of Pentacles, you as the Queen of Cups. There's something here about you getting what's rightfully yours. Something's being restored to you. And I feel these two queens here in the outcome position, along with this Knight of Cups, but all these three court cards in reverse. It feels to me like these could be people who are now falling away from your life, as maybe these were people who were at one time close and trusted friends and allies and confidants, and perhaps there could be something here with regards to what's unfolding as far as secrets being revealed or information coming to light, and some type of balancing out of a situation and you getting what's rightfully yours. Some people in your environment may be falling away as a result of that. But it's giving you a feeling of fresh new beginning, and like the wait is over. That's what I feel. The wait is over. For some of you, this might have already happened. For others, this is kind of in the ethers. It's kind of coming in. Everyone's on their own timeline, and these are general readings. I feel also with this Seven of Wands and Four of Cups in the outcome position here that there is an energy around you kind of getting a little bit of a release and respite from having to feel like you're always on your back foot and having to defend yourself. There's some energy about release there. About with this Four of Cups, it's like this time is coming to an end where you kind of feel having to be defensive or be like kind of have severe boundaries with people or be really strict about certain energetic things that you don't necessarily have to deal with, if that makes sense. And this Four of Cups reverse is telling me that whatever, and I feel it's kind of this. I feel like these cups are representing these court cards that are coming out of you, and maybe even this king of Wands in reverse could also be a person that we're dealing with, and maybe not you. You could be this Queen of Cups here, but I feel like there's individuals in your environment that may have been backbiting or petty or maybe not necessarily kind of helping you to rise up and be your best self. There may be some pettiness, some jealousy, some insecurities that are playing out in sort of gossiping and drama that is actually like something that feels a little unfair that you're coming out of now, and that's giving you this energy of the Ace of Pentacles where you're feeling finally after some time, like if you've been dealing with this for some time, there is this feeling of finally I can see the light of day. There's a break in the clouds and I can see that things are going to finally get cleared up, and this heavy energy that may have been kind of hanging around for a little while is going to start to clear, and the way forward will become very evident in the very near future. So this is quite a positive reading, even though there's some elements in here of some energies that are not necessarily gentle or friendly or kind. I feel that that energy is moving away. These people are falling away, and what's becoming clear is that there is a return to balance. There is a return to harmony, that what you have been patiently putting up with or dealing with for some time is going to close out, and you'll be compensated in a way for any kind of injury or damage that you may have occurred as a result of other people's inappropriate behavior or judgment or pettiness or any of that kind of stuff. That feels nice. I'm just checking over here, but I feel that's it for the general reading, Leo. Yeah, I feel like the wait is almost over. It could be over for some of you, as I said. Everyone's on their own flow, but the wait is over. So we're going to do a higher octave reading now using the same spread but with a different deck. This is the Voyager Deck, and we're going to look at the higher octave, which is designed to help define or clarify any karmic or spiritual forces that might be at play, to help bring a little bit more understanding to the circumstance. There could also be some practical wisdom and insight from your guides on how best to deal with the circumstances to make the most out of the lessons that were being offered. So send your energy into the deck so I can get really clear messages for you. The Sun is at the bottom of the deck. Full reversed, crossed by 9 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 4 of Crystals, the Star, Ace of Cups, 4 of Wands, 4 of Worlds. So there's 3 fours on this side of the reading. 6 of Swords reversed, 10 of Pentacles. So we've had 10 of Pentacles in both readings now. Judgment, called time space in this deck. There's the Empress, and 2 of Wands reversed. So there's a few repeating cards in this reading, but I feel in this spread that it's kind of it's quite a different energy in this spread from the first reading. What it feels like, here to me is that you're definitely processing a lot of emotional energy. Like in the previous spread, I felt like there was a lot of stoicism from you, like dealing with difficult circumstances, but in a really head up kind of way. Here, I feel like underneath all of that, there is a lot of emotion that you're going through, that you're processing, that you're helping, that you're working with. Like there is release happening. There is some energetic processing of things that you feel, right? There's feeling, energy of feeling that's moving. Stagnation is moving. There's disappointment here, but I feel like it's being understood in a way and resolved within you by using the energy of, judgment and the star and ace of cups. Like there are some difficult factors, but I feel like you're working with it and you're not allowing it to just kind of get buried away and hidden, because you know better than that by now, right? Like you may have probably been through circumstances like this before, if not exactly this type of thing. Some other difficult emotional circumstances are not unusual, not foreign to any of us. So I feel like this reading is giving an indication that you have come a long way in your own journey of self-discovery and evolving to the point where you can actually really work with this energy in a very aware kind of way, in a very intelligent kind of way, not bypassing, but actually really dealing with it and feeling the feelings and using your own type of magic and ritual practice to resolve and heal from what may have been feeling like a difficult time or even a betrayal for some of you. But there is like a new opening to love here. I feel like for some of you, there could be a new relationship entering. There is some kind of offer coming towards you, but you might not necessarily feel, with the Two of Wands reversed here, that it's the right time for you to actually start something new. You might not necessarily feel available, even though, maybe intellectually or even physically, you really feel like that's something that you want. I feel like on some level that you may not actually be really available to that, even though it might be around. What there is here, though, is that I feel like there's a growing awareness of your ability to manifest and create. We have the Four of Wands together with the Empress here in this quadrant. And that feels very, very much like a physical manifestation of your dreams and goals and desires in a very empowered way, tapping the energy of abundance and gratitude, coupled with your aspirations to work together to actually create the rewards that you are seeking. Ten of Worlds there in the outcome as well. So Ten of Pentacles has been in this reading twice on this diagonal axis, making me feel like that for some of you, this is a very specific message here. For some of you, you might have been dealing with an inheritance. There could have been that could have been what that legal situation was there. Like you might have been dealing with inheritance or some kind of legacy, family stuff where siblings or relatives or people in your extended family might have been kind of causing some tension and strife and difficulty about a situation that needed to be resolved by kind of maybe contesting a will, for example. That could be one way that this could be playing out. But like I said, like I saw in the previous reading, I definitely feel like at the end of the day, like righteousness will prevail and the correct thing will happen. So there's nothing to worry about. Now, as I said, there's 3 4s here on this part of the reading. So for some of you, while this might have been a little bit of a disturbing time where you might have felt like a little bit uprooted or ungrounded or unstable, there is an element of that in this reading. But what I feel is that it has, even though it might have been a troubling time for some of you, it's actually part of the curve. Like there's a necessity here in some way for you to actually have shaken up your foundation a little bit, because you're establishing something new and your vibration is changing. While you might have actually been dealing with somewhat mundane, trifling things in the outside world, it's part of your exponential growth as a entity, as a spiritual entity. So those changes that you might have been feeling in the external world that might have felt disturbing and unsettling are actually part of your DNA actually evolving as well, and the light structure of those really is changing too, and as a result of, or it kind of goes both ways. Like the external changes are helping generate the internal changes and vice versa. So new energy coming in. There's definitely rebirth here with this Judgment card. Some type of revelation or a rebirth. There's a phoenix energy with the Judgment card, like rising from the dead, the heralding of a new era, of a new time, and it is as a result of an unstable or a destabilization of your circumstances as they may have been for some years, and some push of energy may be catalyzed by certain individuals that may have been behaving in a malevolent way. They may not necessarily be malevolent people, but they kind of have been acting as a catalyst in the situation to kind of bring about probably a well-needed shift in your reality. So What's happening over here in this part of the reading is, okay, similarly, we had the Chariot crossed by the Hangman in the first reading. Here we have the Fool reversed crossed by the Nine of Cups. So your challenge here is to actually just see through the cycle that you're in now. Like, make sure all the details are finalized and completed, and there is a total closure to a situation. And in no time at all, like, once there is some timing involved here. Like, I feel like you're ready for this cycle to be done. You're ready to open up to new things. You're ready to be moving past these difficult emotional experiences. But there is still some, like, slight amount of, like, threads to be tied up and really closed out here before you can actually activate those aces there, and plant the seeds of a new beginning to start a new cycle here. There is also, with this Nine of Cups here, is a crossing card in reverse. I feel that part of some of these experiences that you've been going through is helping you to kind of eliminate certain activities or people or environments that you've been working with and in that may not have been in a total alignment with you. And there's some kind of uh, filtering and releasing that's going on that is helpful to you to, in a way of illuminating what is satisfying to you, what is bringing you contentment, and your challenge is to actually pay more attention to those things and invoke them more so that you can create a greater sense of well-being in your lifestyle by actually really doing the things that you genuinely love and adore to do. And then in the outcome here, we have Six of Crystals, as I said, in reverse, with the Ten of Pentacles. So some kind of confusing time is coming to an end, and there will be that sense of satisfaction and reward finally. Like, you will feel that you got what's yours, you got what you deserve, as far as, like, if there has been some kind of clashing with other people, or some kind of, it feels like a battle. There's a little bit of battling energy in this reading. Not necessarily like aggressive way, but there's some kind of tension between individuals. But I feel like that's coming to a close, and a situation that has been stagnant and maybe, like, not really moving or changing very much over the last recent amount of time is actually shifting now, and there is some, like, stagnancy being released. And with the Star here is the final outcome card in this spread. I feel like it is a very healing time. There's a very healing situation. May not have felt like it, but you are coming to a point where there is some resolution. There is going to be closure and healing and shifts. The shifts that have gone on here are things that you would never probably have addressed if it weren't for some external forces that catalyzed you. So there is benefit in that. I'm not trying, again, I'm trying to bypass. I'm just looking for the silver lining here, and I'm seeing that with the Star card. There is a kind of cosmic hand in this situation where healing energy is being imbued and invoked into your situation as a result of certain players, people that you have kind of karmic contracts with, that are kind of have been in your environment. And I feel like after this situation, some or most of those individuals will move on, because I feel like that contract will be closed at that point. Like, once this cycle really closes out, I think it's going to be, everyone will be happy to move on from each other. The bottom of the deck, we have Sun, Ace of Wands reversed, Eight of Wands reversed, and Ten of Cups. So more tens now in the reading. Again, another positive, happy 10. This is the Ten of Cups. You have the Ten of Pentacles. So both cards kind of indicating completion and fulfillment, contentment, and accumulation. I feel accumulation energy in with those in particular. Ace of Wands, Eight of Wands, saying that, yes, once again, there's another ace in your reading saying that you are feeling like the new beginning is coming. You're feeling the potential of the new beginning. You're feeling like you are getting close to the end of something here, and the resolution is so close that you can taste it. Sun is illuminating the energy of this reading, saying, like, with the Star as well, there's a lot of illumination in this reading. There's a lot of revelation, illumination, enlightenment, light, vitality, life force. It's very nurturing. As I said, even though I feel like you may have been through some difficult circumstances, I really feel a lot of support from the unseen realm, from cosmic places. Like, there is a lot of energy coming in and around to nurture and support you through this and help you kind of rise up into the next version of you. And I feel like once you get through this little patch right now, I feel like a lot of you are going to have an entire makeover. I feel like a lot of you are going to really, after this moment, take time to assess everything and really like some of you are going to do a clean sweep. I feel a total redo. You might not just physically, but also in your world. You might like entirely change your look, your hair, your clothes, your style. You might change jobs. You might decide to go back to school, study something. You might move to a different city or a different country. You may start a new relationship if you're breaking up, or if you're single now. But I feel like I feel like you're aware that there's still some residue, there's still some finalization to happen here, there's still some closing out, but you are very close. And it's been a long cycle, this one, I feel, but it's very close to closing out. And if you look back over the last couple of years, from where you've been to where you are now, you're already a whole new person. And that's a beautiful thing. Challenge makes us, right? But I think you'll be very glad to see this cycle closed out. And rightly so. Okay, Leo, I feel that's it for your reading for this month. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you found some things in there you can work with. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.